All right, everyone. Hey, how you doing? Scott Sillari here with Real Sync. Welcome back to Real Tech Talk. I'm super excited to have a great friend, colleague, guest. You know him as kwELITE's best KW agent in the world.
Oh my gosh.
Mr. Jeff Cohn.
Scott, my hype
Sorry,
reel.
I know I embellished, but
My hype reel. We're going to have fun today. Thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it.
Fun. Thanks for being on, man. Honestly, the reason I wanted to have you on to get serious for a second is because, you've built an amazing team and business and you have multiple businesses. So you've gone through tons of different applications and technology and figuring out amongst all the shit, let's be honest, out there, what works best for you and your team. So you've simplified your processes, automated things, and you have certain systems that you're using that actually help you guys be more productive. So I appreciate you being on to kind of clue our audience in on what they should be looking for or doing, or things they should be adding into their systems or business, So thanks, Jeff.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for the opportunity. And I would just say to anyone listening, we're going to get in today to some really fun stuff. I would love to give you a quick 30-second overview of the tech we have used in the past, what led us to where we are now. Today, I'm going to get into the least expensive virtual reality solution, which is Cardboard, Google Cardboard. I'll show you guys that in a minute.
And then the most
literally, yeah. And then the most expensive solution, which is the HTC Vive wireless headset. We'll talk about zombies. We'll talk about 3 degrees and 6 degree tours. We'll talk about how this is going to change the landscape of real estate sales. It's not a guess. It is going to. It has already changed the landscape of other industries, which I'll speak to that as well. So just wanted to thank you again, Scott, for this opportunity. I would also like to invite, if you guys have not already, go out to Grow with ERS. That's our coaching arm, Elite Real Estate Systems. GrowWithERS.com. Tons of freebies out there, free listing presentation, free buyer presentation, free business plan. We also have more information about our coaching arm and all other goodies out there. So be sure
Before you skip past that, though, tell the audience, if they actually go through with your coaching program and your event, how do they come out on the other side? What's the results that you see?
Yeah, I mean, it all comes down to how hard somebody chooses to work. But we took our flagship team. If you guys don't know who I am, I got in the business in 2006, sold for 6 years. In 11, I launched a team, Omaha's Elite Real Estate Group. It was at an indie brokerage till 2015, in which we joined Berkshire Hathaway and ran the team there for 5 years and went from 70 to 700 sales in 6 years, making us, one, the fastest growing real estate team in history. Not contested. Number two, the number one team in the world at Berkshire Hathaway, awarded in 2019. And I was recruited by Keller Williams because, of course, they always are into supporting people with entrepreneurial spirits, people that want to help other people live and lead the lives of their dreams. And so we joined Keller Williams in 2020 this year, amidst a pandemic, amidst a presidential campaign, presidential election. We were able to grow 300%. So I had local brokers saying we were going to be a sinking ship. Our ship is not sinking. We're actually adding boats to our fleet. And we went from 25 agents to almost 100. We grew from 2 million GCI to 6 million. We went from 100 million in volume to about $250 million in sales volume. And we continue to grow in the Omaha area. But the thing that I think I'm best known for is the podcast, the team building podcast. I get about 12,000 downloads a month. And I left the real estate sales industry in 2014 to focus on pursuing ancillary businesses that I felt would run parallel in the future and or would continue to run parallel to the real estate transaction. Because I believed 5 years ago, and I believe today, the agent commission is going to continue to be challenged. So it's going to go from 6% to 5% to 4% to 3% and so on because of technology, because the consumer is finding that there's other ways for them to buy and sell real estate without using a real estate agent. Don't think I don't believe in real estate agents. Obviously I do. I was one. I am one, licensed in Omaha, Nebraska. I've sold 5,000 unit sales, my team, for over $1 billion in overall sales. Half of those sales, just as a fun side fact, came from internet leads. So about 2,500 of our 5,000 unit sales were internet leads that we generated through Boomtown and Google ads and Craigslist ads specifically. So as you pointed out in the beginning, Scott, we can speak on a lot of different things. I visited hundreds of offices, listened to thousands of podcasts, read hundreds of books, and now run a coaching company that has coached thousands of team leaders. And we know a lot of the tech that's out there, and we use RealSync. So
Yeah.
plug
Well,
for you
but going
guys.
back, bottom line is if they go through your stuff, like you've had the experience, you're going to be able to allow them and teach them to be able to take what you've done and apply it in their business, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're the first coaching organization that focused on teams. We're the first podcast that focused on teams. I think to this day, we're the only podcast that focuses on real estate teams. Our coaching arm is a group coaching product. We call it Modern Coaching for the Modern Agent. It's $1,000 a month. I think we're running a promo right now. You get the first 3 months or even 6 months for 50% off because of everything going on with COVID. But essentially, you get to be part of a group coaching call. It's 1 hour with myself every Thursday live, and we record all the calls. So if you miss the call live, you get to watch the recording. But what's really cool is we offer an additional 2 hours beyond that 1 hour team leader call for individual agents that are on your team or agents that want to join your team. And that's a total of 3 hours of content a week, 12 hours of content a month, 4 hours for team leads, 8 hours for individual agents. So pretty cool product. So I can't tell you what you'll become, nor was the intent of me coming on to sell you on coaching. We'd love you to be in our organization, but if you choose to apply the things that we've applied in our business to make us the fastest growing real estate team in history and the number one team in the world at Berkshire and one of the fastest growing real estate brokerages in the country, I think that you'll probably be successful. So we'd love to invite you guys to check out more.
I apologize to everyone for diverting, but I thought it was important.
This is Scott's fault.
It is my fault. I take blame.
Can we nerd out?
Yeah, let's nerd out. All right, so let's get back to the tech. So you mentioned Boomtown. Should we start there? Or where do you want to start?
I don't really want to start anywhere other than just sharing really quickly, like all the things we've used.
Let's do it.
Red X for expired and FSBO listings in the beginning of my career. Then I moved over to Vulcan 7. That's what we use today for expired FSBO data. I use Mojo Dialer as our dialing solution. I've ran Sierra Interactive websites, Real Estate Pro. A lot of websites in the beginning that were built that before there were really strong CRMs out there like Boomtown and Synch and Real Geeks. And, the list goes on and on. I won't get down those rabbit holes, but I've stayed with Boomtown since 2011, and I'm really happy about that choice. We now have Command through KW. We're running that parallel to our Boomtown platform for different reasons. We use Trello boards to track all of our contract to close. We use Dotloop and Dotloop for Teams product, which is amazing. We've used Zillow. We've used Realtor.com. We use Craigslist as of today. We run Google ads, Facebook ads. We run retargeting ads, pixel retargeting ads. We generate 2,000 registered leads a month right now across all of our lead mediums. We spend around $8,000 a month on those lead mediums, and we can get into all that stuff later if anyone has questions on that after the fact or you want to bring me back on. But that's kind of in a nutshell. We've tested everything. We've investigated everything, and everything works as long as you work. Right. Everything works as long as you work. So the challenge with any technology, with any tool, is that people will say the tool didn't work. The truth is the tool was the agent or the person that invested in the tool. They just simply didn't do the work, and so they don't see results. But that's to your point of like, if they join coaching, of course it's going to be successful if you do it. Same with any coaching organization. It's just a matter of finding someone that aligns with your belief system so that you feel comfortable and confident that if you do take the risk and implement the things that someone suggests, you're going to get a result. So what I always propose to someone is, if you want to be an apple tree, you should start with an apple seed. And too often people want to be an apple tree and they're looking at potatoes. So using some farm analogies, because I'm in Nebraska, if you want to become something, learn from the person that you want to become. Don't go learn from someone that's never done it before.
Right.
I think they call those people posers. So they say they know how to teach something, but they've never actually done it. So like, if I'm going to run into battle, I want to run into battle with someone that's in battle right now that just came from the front line. I don't want to run into battle that's from someone that studied about battles. I'm off my soapbox. Can we talk technology? 5 years ago, I actually don't know the year, but Google came out with these really cool goggles. They called them Google goggles. They're super inexpensive. You can buy
kind of like hit them.
This is cardboard. Watch. You put your cell phone in here. So they send it to you and it's all flat, and you actually you have to like build this like a little Lego set. And so you just take your cell phone. I have to take the case off for it to actually work, but you literally just take it and you slide it right in here and you close it and then you put them on. And why you use this is if you've ever heard of Matterport, which I'll show you guys in a minute what that is, and most of you have heard of it. Matterport gives the consumer the ability to experience looking at a house from 3 dimensions in virtual reality. And so typical images you can scroll through, and even Matterport, you can like kind of do a fly through of a dollhouse that's created with a 360-degree camera. But
Yep.
if you're looking at something on a flat screen, so a tablet or a phone or a computer screen, that's 2 dimensions. You just can go left and right, up and down looking at it. But when you look at it from Google Cardboard, you can actually look up, down, left, right, and spin all 360 degrees. So it makes looking at virtual reality a lot more fun. Today, I'm going to talk about 60, but before we get into that, I'm actually going to screen share, Scott.
Yeah.
And hopefully your people are watching and not just listening, so you get to see this. But this is an image of a house I actually just sold a couple months ago in Omaha. A good friend of mine owns it. And when you click play on this link, and everyone can look at the hyperlink up there if they want to go to this actual link, but it's a long URL. But if you type that in, this is live. You click play, and it's going to take you into the actual Matterport. So on the bottom left, if you haven't seen Matterport before, you can pick what floor you want to go to. You can actually pick a dollhouse and actually see the house from the exterior. So I'm going to go into the kitchen, and you see these little tags. We created these. They're called Matter tags. So I can click on a tag, and it populates an image of a video from YouTube that talks about this Sub-Zero refrigerator.
Oh, that's cool. That's definitely more in depth than some of the ones I've seen where
oh yeah, we take it to the next level.
I just kind of like walk through and you kind of
boring. Yeah, we take it to the next level. So like all these are little tags showing off of different features of the house.
Well, this is a nice house too. This isn't some piece of junk.
No, it's a $2.5 million house. So the other cool
Wait,
thing
where's this?
Yeah, this is
in Omaha?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, there's nice houses here. All right, so the measuring feature, this is pretty cool too. So let's say you're moving into this house, you're not sure if your rug is going to fit or your table, you can go right up there and measure it. So 9 foot, cool. 11 inches. Yeah. That's a new thing they added. So you got the dollhouse.
This is all part of Matterport, to be clear, or no?
So just what I showed you is what Matterport provides. Now I partnered with a company this year called Verly. The website's getverly.com.
And we can see it right here too. It's at the top.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm going to scroll through and I'm going to show you. So what Verly does, just talking tech here for a minute, they take Matterport and they put steroids into Matterport. In that, they create a marketing arm of Matterport. Right now, a lot of agents just put a link into their virtual tours links that take someone to Matterport. But Matterport by itself doesn't sell the agent. Agents want leads. So what Verly does is that, as you guys saw when we first got in here, I'll refresh. It just shows the house with a play button. That's the Verly. But then they take, obviously through IDX, the public remarks, the address, details about the property. They then do this really cool little green screen video of the agent. So I'm going to hit play. You might not be able to hear it. Can you hear it or no?
You shared it incorrectly, but we could.
And you don't need to hear it. It doesn't matter. So I'm just saying, hey, my name's Jeff Cohn. And this is just, you can do it boilerplate, but hey, Jeff Cohn, come check out this house. And then they do a drone flyover of the exterior. The whole time you see the Matterport going in the bottom right. And so all of what you see right now is a digital or creative asset that we then use on Instagram, IGTV, Zillow video approved. We're one of the premier videographers for Zillow. And then we also create a video that goes to your Facebook. So essentially the Verly product includes Matterport, drone flyover, drone fly through, steady cams, 360 pictures, all optimized for your social media pages. The other thing that I think is cool, Scott, is you go to Zillow or a Boomtown website or any website that's out there, their IDX is connected to your local MLS. Well, the local MLS will only allow images up to a certain size. When you go to a third-party company like Verly, we actually host on our own cloud, and the pictures are as large as the images that we choose to upload. So what this allows the consumer to do is, as you see right now, this is full screen on my 27-inch monitor with no pixelation. And so we embed all of the images in full HD in here, and they're full screen. So if the consumer is on a big monitor, a 60-inch flat screen, they can see the house with no pixelation. If you go right now, you guys don't believe me, go to Zillow, go search houses on your own local website and try to blow the picture up. It'll get as big as a 4x5-inch picture.
Right.
Okay. So that's kind of cool. And then the last thing is the agent's call to action. So this is what we feel like Matterport fails to do, and that's generate leads. So now a consumer can be looking at this and go, oh, cool. Here's all of Jeff Cohn's social media pages and all Jeff Cohn's contact. And then the next area down, you can ask a question that will go to Jeff Cohn to generate a lead. And then on the bottom, they can actually share this and post it onto their website. So we do have a Verly will create a link that is MLS approved and MLS not approved. Obviously, what I'm showing you now with all my branding would not be MLS approved. The version I'm showing you right now would be for if I were to go post it to my social media, or we also put a QR code on the sign and in all of our just listed, just sold flyers, which land somebody on this custom Verly page. We also send the seller a card with an NFC chip in it. Are you familiar with NFC? Near field communication. It's like the little chip you see in a credit card.
Yep.
So the card is a lot like, I have the little chip actually in my pop socket on my phone.
Yep.
So I have a little NFC chip in there.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
For,
so what this
something
does
else.
is the consumer's talking about their house that they just listed, and someone's like, oh, I want to see it. Instead of sending somebody to a URL, the consumer has a card with your contact info on it that has an NFC chip built inside, and they can actually tap their friend's phone, which populates a notification when clicked upon, will then generate the link, which I just showed you is that live Verly link. So all of our sellers receive a Matterport video. I've been doing this since 2017. So thousands of Matterport tours in this, embedded in this custom site. We point them, that consumers there, through the signs QR code, the just listed, just sold flyers, as well as the NFC redirect chips. And then Verly and the person purchasing the Verly will promote this landing page on their social media pages, with the whole intent to be obviously to show off the house and to generate buyer and seller leads. So someone that's been listening intuitively might ask, well, what's the point of a just sold QR code? And what we do on the just sold QR codes when we send out just sold flyers, because we're not marketing the house any longer, is we're going to land them on a home valuation page. So it'll help them when they go to just sold, it'll just populate and say, would you like to know what, your house is worth? So that's 3-degree technology. Can I dive into 6-degree?
Yeah, that's awesome though. I love that Verly takes what Matterport did and then creates like a whole media suite of information and more content around it. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it puts the marketing on there that needs to be. And also, sorry, I did.
And it adds a lot more video and photo,
Yep.
And, yeah.
If you go to getverly.com, anyone wanting to use us or look at partnering with us, if you're a broker owner or have a big team, you can go to partner program, click on agents. You'll see the markets that we're currently offering this in. If we're not offering it in your market, reach out to your broker and have them partner with us. But you'll see all the different things that are offered, and get ready for the price. What would you think? And I'm just going to put you on the spot, Scott. What do you think this whole thing costs to send in a photographer, create the video, the drone flyover, the Matterport, the landing page, the 4 optimized videos, the pictures?
You charge it per.
Yeah, per house, right? Every house that somebody lists, they get all that stuff.
I would say like, I don't know, $400.
Yeah, 400 is a good guess. $250.
Whoa, that's
anywhere
cheap.
in the country, doesn't matter.
Dude, that's cheap
yeah, it's insane.
It is.
That's our cost. All right. So
$250.
$250.
That's crazy. And it includes the Matterport too?
Yeah. In Omaha and Lincoln, that's our cost. In other areas where someone partners with us, they get to choose the pricing. So some people charge a little more because the shooters cost more, but we're paying our shooters around $15 an hour.
Yeah.
You literally set up a camera that costs $3,000. You push a button and it spins the room. All right, you guys. Think about an agent that goes on a listing presentation. They try to tell someone about Matterport. The person doesn't understand what Matterport is. They try to show them on a screen what it is, and they say to them, what's really cool is now with COVID and everything going on, a lot of buyers are looking online before physically touring a house, and they're narrowing their search down by taking advantage of technology like Matterport. Would you like to see what it actually looks like if you have VR goggles on? Ooh, show me. Everyone's going to get excited, right? So we then give them a branded set. And by branded, I just stuck some stickers on here, and I give the seller, I say, hey, I have a gift for you today. I'm going to actually show you what one of our active listings looks like. I put it in, I load up the house I just showed you guys. I put this on them. My phone is in there, and I click on virtual reality. And now they're going to be in the exact same kitchen I showed you with the little buttons they could click on. Yeah. But instead of having a remote or touching anything, they're looking at things. And there's a little blue dot in the center. And so anywhere I place that blue dot, it takes me there. So if I want to advance into the family room or into the kitchen, I just look at the little circles and it advances me around the house. And I can tour an entire home in a $7.50 goggle. Now, if you want to give them a better experience than that, you buy the Oculus Go goggle. It's been discontinued. It costs about $150. The nice thing about Oculus Go is you can load up Matterport tours without having to rely on internet connection. So if you just want to show someone an example of what Matterport looks like so they know what you're going to provide them on their house, I like to just load that up in Oculus Go. But then you're not going to have the cool little gift, and it's kind of fun to give them a gift. So that's 3-degree technology. That's for homes that already exist. That's for homes that you're listing. 6-degree technology. The big differentiator, as you talk on this, if you want to sound super smart, is 6 degrees is everything 3 degrees does, with the only differentiation being, instead of advancing to the bubbles, going from bubble A to bubble B that might be 8 feet apart, you actually can walk that difference of space physically. So with Oculus Quest goggles, right now you can get the new version, Oculus Quest 2. They're around $300. It allows you to have 6 degrees of freedom for spaces that have been rendered in 6 degree, and it's only for homes that don't exist. So this is going to be an application that your builder is going to want to invest in. Instead of building a $500,000 model home, maybe they're going to have 4 spec homes, but they only want to put 1 up. You could then sell the other 3 specs by just creating a $2,500 6-degree render that people will tour at model number 1 in the garage, and they can walk the entire garage. Let's say it's a 15 by 15 foot garage. They can be walking homes that have never been built before in 6 degrees of freedom. And I'll show you guys in a second what that looks like. Instead of Oculus Quest, if you want the best experience, which means it drops less frames, which means it causes less motion sickness, the best solution is the Oculus Quest, the HTC Vive Pro wireless headsets. And I always joke, this feels like Doc on Back to the Future. If you've ever seen that episode where he pops out of the, is it Amanda? What's the vehicle called? I can't remember. Mandalorian.
The DeLorean.
DeLorean.
Man.
Thank you. DeLorean.
Yeah.
He pops out DeLorean. But these things are crazy, you guys.
Great Scott.
Great Scott. Of course, I invested in this only for the real estate application. It couldn't have been to kill zombies with my 11-year-old son. So this is the zombie killer gun. Because there's obviously video games that go along with this. This is the joystick that you use. It kind of looks super futuristic. So that you have 2 of these in your hands when you're navigating. So you can physically walk space. There's no 6 feet between each room. You can literally bridge the gaps between the rooms in millimeters because it's all rendered digitally. It's not a physical space that actually exists. Or you can just use the remote and point and shoot. So you can stand in a space, and look around everywhere, and you can point to where you want to go and advance yourself 7 feet or 70 feet, depending on the application, if it's a commercial or residential space. But we can build out the entire property for $2,500 that includes all of the finishes, fixtures, and equipment that the interior decorator chose. So if you've got Kohler hardware and you've got Sub-Zero appliances and you've, whatever the colors are of everything and the granite selections, it all gets built out custom specific to the exact home that your buyer's about to build or that the builder's able to build if they were able to spec it out. You want to see an example?
Yes.
So this is the other cool thing. So this is a house in Omaha, Nebraska. You'll see the address here at the top. And you can also go to this link if you want to show this off to anyone. That is a live link. We won't take it down if you want to go and show somebody. So imagine the consumer is designing a house and they're going to spend $500,000 on this home. And the builder has an option to show them the house, build essentially the render for them so that they can tour the home themselves. Now, what's cool is I talked about all the 6D application, which is using the virtual reality headset, but there is a 2D application, and that's what I'm going to show you right now. So every person for $2,500 gets this custom link. They click play. They can do this from their phone, a computer, a tablet. I'm obviously running this on a PC right now. And you'll see it load because this is all in the cloud. So it's going to load the application on the URL. I'm on the internet. And I can actually give you links, Scott, if you want to include those links in your show notes for anyone that doesn't want to have to type in these 50-character URLs.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's neat is once this loads, I can use my mouse or I can use the arrow keys on my keyboard, and I can fly through the home that I'm building that's been designed by an architect, just as if I'm in a video game. So right here, I get to see a view from above. But as you see on the top right, you can pick areas you want to go to. So I'm going to click Great Room. It's going to take me into the Great Room. And now I'm running the mouse. So I'm going through this house however I want and looking at all the sight lines. So when I designed my house 3 years ago, I live in a beautiful 6,000 square foot story and a half. I did it off of a 2D blueprint, a CAD blueprint, just like most people. I never had a 3D elevations like this. Imagine getting to build a house and designing it this way, where once your interior decorator made all the choices, you could stand right here in the room and see exactly what your fixtures look like, see exactly what your granite looks like. This is the future, ladies and gentlemen. And people will say to me, this question was asked, I spoke at Inman in January with Jason Abrams. And someone said, so the future is to have this VR room inside your office? I said, no. The future is the consumer is going to demand an experience where they can actually do this from the comfort of their living room. Right. Every person in America, just like everyone has a cell phone today, everyone will have VR goggles so that they can go and interact this exact same way with every single product that you'd ever buy. Let's see if it lets me go outside. I haven't tested that yet. Nope. Didn't want me to go outside. I've been in probably 100 of these. Oh, this one is letting me go outside. I just didn't know how to walk through a door. Let's see if they put any work into the exterior. It looks pretty simple on the exterior, but yeah, you're outside. And so the other thing I've seen us do is we can actually stitch in the exterior landscape based on where the lot was purchased. So like if the lot has a sight line or electrical pole or a fence or whatever, we can fly a drone around the exterior of the footprint of the property so that we can stitch in all of the exterior imagery of what will actually be there once the house is built. So that is 3-degree technology for existing homes in Matterport using Google Cardboard or Oculus Go, and 6 degrees of technology using HTC Vive Pro wireless headsets or Oculus Quest goggles for the application of somebody that's building a house or a builder that wants to provide people with a spec or a model home that's offered virtually. Scott, are you impressed?
I am.
I actually told Scott before we started, I said,
that was fun.
I actually think you might be impressed by this presentation today. He's like, all right, let's see.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's some cool tech.
That's some amazing stuff. So, I mean, I don't even know what to ask. I guess, from an audience standpoint, like, when should they be investing in some of this stuff?
Right now.
Yeah.
I mean, any agent listening to this, are you ever going to sell a new construction home?
What's the first step? I mean, there's a lot of stuff here.
I'd say you start with 3D, right? So if you're already using Matterport, dabbling in it, make your Matterport better. Go to Verly, hire them to do the marketing portion. $250? Are you kidding me? That's probably cheaper than what you're already paying. If you don't want to use Verly, that's fine. Use cardboard. Give these to your seller. Show them what the VR looks like. Does it sell the house? We're in a seller's market. Of course, it doesn't sell the house. The houses are selling themselves, but it's a way to sell yourself and differentiate yourself from other agents. Give the seller a pair of these. They're $7. I know that's a lot for most agents, but $7 is not going to break the book, and it's going to differentiate you. How many other people left the house after giving somebody a headset, virtual reality headset? So Matterport's an easy way to get started. Once you see the value of when you represent a builder, or if you're representing a buyer building new construction, we are the only company in the country I know of at that price point. Most companies are going to charge $20,000 to $30,000 for 6D. Companies will say they can do it. All they're doing is creating a 3D render of the 3D elevation. They're not giving you a house that's clickable, that you can tour, that you can fly through. A lot of companies run a software program called Chief, and Chief doesn't build a VR headset that you can use at home. You have to actually go into the design company to be able to look at it. That is not what the consumer wants. The consumer wants to do all this from their house. So they can do that easily with Oculus Quest 2. $300 goggles, you can loan those to your buyer or give those to someone that's thinking about building for a couple days as they go through and look at all the builders' homes or floor plans that you've rendered with Verly, and then they can choose which one they like, and then we will build a custom one for them with all their finishes, their fixtures, their equipment. It's completely customized from the start to finish. So if they want to move a wall or they want to have a whole floor plan that we've never done before, we're able to build it out, and it takes us about 3 weeks. So 15 business days from taking something that doesn't exist to building an entire house, including all their finishes, fixtures, and equipment for $2,500. And a lot of people say that's well worth the investment so that they didn't waste $20,000 on the granite that they didn't like or $50,000 on the fixtures that they regret. They can put it all in there. And you know what we do today? This is 2020, ladies and gentlemen. I made decisions on granite that cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars by looking at a piece of granite this big. So I'm going to make a decision on a whole kitchen of granite by looking at a little piece of granite like this size. And that's how everybody makes their decisions. With the technology we have today, it's just complete laziness. It's a lack of customer service. It's a lack of foresight. And we can do better. We have to do better if we want to protect our commission. And that's why we invested in this digital marketing company to offer people this 3D and 6D technology. And we're all over the country now. It's exploded. Of course, COVID has helped us I think it's helped all of us grow faster technologically. It was bound to happen. It just it made it happen, I think, probably 5 years quicker than it was going to if it had just taken a natural course.
Yeah. Everyone's on video chats now.
Yeah, it's easy now, right? What we're doing right now is nothing. Like we were doing this before COVID, but
I mean, we were, but a lot of people weren't.
90% of people were not.
Yeah, exactly.
So it made our life a lot easier because we were already
totally.
Right? Oh, that's great.
Can you use a Zoom link? What's Zoom? That was what it was at the beginning of last year or this year.
Right.
Now everyone knows what they are.
Yeah, totally, 100%.
Yeah. Well, this has been enlightening. This is great. Is there anything else, Jeff?
Yes, sir.
With your wisdom that you're departing on us, is there any other tech that you see coming? Maybe not specific to the tour of homes. Obviously, we know how important that is with the buyer experience when they're experiencing. All they want to do is simplify the process and not have to go see a million homes physically, right?
Yeah.
But is there anything else that that helps the agent become more productive that you've seen that you've started to use or?
Well, there's something else cool I want to talk about with new construction application or people that want to finish a room. You know, you go on these listing presentations and people need to paint a room or they need to change out the carpet or they need to change a wall and they're not sure what it's going to look like. Augmented reality is the future solution to home renovation. So on these HTC Vive wireless headsets, you see these two little circles. Those are actually cameras to capture the room that I'm in. So in a video game application, they can send little cockroaches at me in my room. So I'm standing in this room and I see cockroaches running at me and I can shoot them with my gun. Well, imagine if I was going to finish this particular room. I'm in my dungeon. This is my basement podcast room. Let's say I wanted to see what that wall looked like white. In the future, you're going to put these headsets on. You're going to go to Lowe's.com and you're going to pick a type of paint and you're going to push a button and that paint will go on the entire wall. Or you're going to add a finish fixture or piece of equipment. You're going to add cabinets. And as it gets added to the wall and you select the colors, you're literally building out the finishes that are going to be in your room and you see your room.
And it's all happening in real time.
And it's tabulating the cost real time and it's showing you what the install cost will be.
Cool.
So, hey, you buy this paint, do it yourself, it's X. If you want us to have one of our certified painters come and do all this, it's Y. And that'll all be there. And this is already here. I saw commercials about this just in the last couple of weeks on some of the websites. So
that's awesome.
You can do this from your cell phone already on certain.
That would have been really helpful when I was buying this place to do that ahead of time and say, all right, what is the carpet and the paint going to look like when I add it? Because we knew we were going to do it anyway once we got in.
Yep. And you don't want to have to go spend thousands of dollars just to see what it's going to look like. Why would that not be an option?
Oh, well, no, dude, it was the worst. We had to, I bought like 12 different paint colors and we kept making marks on the walls.
Yep.
And you're trying to visualize the whole house or a whole room with just a sliver of paint. This solves that problem. That's
who's always cutting edge, in my opinion, on technology? And it's car dealerships. You want to see what the future is of how we're going to market real estate, market houses. Go look at, BMW's website. Go look at Mercedes' website. They have given us the ability to tour cars, not only tour cars virtually for more than 5 years, you can build your custom car. Think of all the things you can build custom. Why can't
you do that like so long ago?
Why can't you build a house like that?
Yeah.
So you can order shoes now. I know my buddy just got some Converse with kwELITE tags on the back. Like there's these cute little tags that kwELITE on them. You can the future is this. I think the big box shops that we see today are going to be no longer. And if you go to like what you see the Apple store doing, and that they started this a couple of years ago, you're going to go to the store to see what the options are, to touch it, feel it, smell it, hopefully not taste it unless it's food. So you're going to go there to look at what you're about to buy. And then you're going to buy it either in the store, or you're going to go home and buy it virtually. And then it's going to be at your house within 24 hours or the same day. I don't think you'll see people leaving a store like in Pretty Woman holding all the bags, because all of it needs to be manufactured. It'll get 3D printed because it's going to be customized for you. It's going to be a unique experience for every single person. Your laptop will have your name on it. It'll be all the colors you wanted and the logos you want. You won't have to have stickers anymore like I do on my laptop. It'll just be built in with all the choices that you make when you go to exit the screen. So that's the future. And I think people will be able to build houses like that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Like imagine if you're in that tour that you were talking about and you're like, I hate this wall. You just take a sledgehammer.
No, seriously, Scott.
And smash it in real time.
Guys, this is not crazy. Why does this not exist?
Yeah.
You've seen the game Sims.
Yeah.
I mean, why can I not go to a builder's website and build out my house? You can do it with cars. Go right now to the Tesla website. You can do anything you want. All the finishes, upgrades, all the cool little detail. You can build out your whole car, and they show you what the price is going to be. And if you push go, it's going to get manufactured on a line by computers, by machines. They're going to go, they're going to build you a car. That has been created. Why does that not exist in homes? It will eventually. It's not there yet.
I've built myself these custom Lexuses so many times. Of course, I never hit the go button because it's too effing expensive.
You just need someone's credit card.
Yeah, Jeff.
Yeah, Chris.
Yeah. All right.
Well, this has been awesome. And I just want to remind the listeners, you guys, appreciate you. If you made it this long, thank you. And thank you for nerding out with us. This is fun stuff. And is this here today? No. I mean, it is. We're doing it. Is it demanded by the consumer today? No, it will be demanded by the consumer in years to come. You know,
but what you're giving them, Jeff, and I sorry to interrupt, is you're giving people watching still that are here the opportunity to say, you know what, I'm going to start doing this now and not wait to be reactive. And I'm going to be proactive about being ahead of the tech rather than everyone's doing it around me. I'm the last one to do it.
Here's the thing. If you've got kids, go buy the Oculus Quest 2 and just say you're buying it for the kids, and you can use it for real estate. You can look at all the 3D homes in Quest 2. You can look at all the 60 homes. You can play video games on it. Just go, they're $300. Like and this is ridiculous. Like $7. Come on. Everyone can afford that. Go just do it so you can say you've done it and you can understand it. And you'll get comfortable with it. You'll be a pioneer so that when it does explode, you're one of the people that understands how to use it and you're already ready and geared up. So that was my biggest reason, but I'm already using it. Like, we're finding that builders are coming to us asking for exclusive rights to the 60 renders in Omaha, which we haven't offered anyone that. We're like, yeah, we're not doing that. But it's funny because the point I was going to make earlier was when Netflix launched and everyone said, oh, you're going to watch videos virtually. And obviously they started it off, if everyone remembers, and I still know they did this today. They sent the DVDs to your house.
Yeah.
You'd get one DVD a week or whatever your agreement was, or one at a time. They still do that for places that have bad internet connection, I guess. I don't know why you would do a DVD, but I don't even have a DVD player at my house anymore.
I think they charge more for the DVD now, just than
I'm sure.
Yeah,
they should. So Blockbuster laughed at them. Of course they laughed at them, right? When Amazon launched, it was going to buy products online. And it's the same thing with VR tech. So people are laughing at it and not thinking it's going to be adopted. It will be. It's going to get better. I think that the way it will end up working, it has to be an extension of your phone. So, because everyone's going to always have a device. We call it a phone. This isn't a phone. It's a computer. And one of the applications is a phone. So everyone's going to have this small device that is a computer, and it's just going to simply have an option where you can add something to it, just like cardboard, but it's going to be a much sexier. I mean, Samsung already did it, but it gives you the ability to have VR. It's going to be more of a demand when the consumer experience is so much better in VR than it is in the current experience. The consumer will start doing it more often. I think that better element will be when there's customization, and to really get a good feel for what you're about to buy or what you're about to purchase or order, you have to go into the VR application rather than the 2D application. That's when people, I think, are going to start adopting it more.
Awesome.
So for anyone that has made it this far, like I said, I give away a bunch of free stuff. Go to growwithers.com. We do have a coaching arm that teaches people how to build and scale teams. We have an agent arm, which I didn't even really talk about that. It's $100 a month to be trained by our top trainers who help and have trained thousands of real estate agents. $100 a month, and you get to watch all of our trainings live. It's 8 hours of content a month, and it's all recorded. And the video library that we've recorded is all searchable. We have hundreds and hundreds of trainings, hundreds and hundreds of hours of content. So if you want to search Mojo Dialer or negotiation strategies or a listing presentation, we have hours of content on that specific topic. Would love you to find out more information on that at growwithers.com.
Awesome. And guys, thank you so much. I'm Scott again with Real Sync. Jeff, thank you so much for being a gracious guest and giving us all your time. And I appreciate it, man. It's always great to talk to you. I could talk to you forever. So
appreciate it, man.
If you guys have automation issues, you need to connect your applications, or if you want to learn more about our new Gmail extension, we're going to have it available for Sierra in a couple weeks. Very exciting. That will be our fourth CRM. Go to realsync.com, CBX, check it out. See you guys.